What's up, guys? It's Paul, and this is Pauline Theology, and I got a new video, Christ and Culture, for you guys. And it is should we sing worship songs with bad theology? So I'm sure that you've heard songs like this. Evolving in pursuit of what you say. And I'm sure you've heard songs like this. You didn't want heaven without us. As well as songs like this. Never-ending, reckless love of God. What I want to say is that at the very beginning, when I started listening to these things and started getting questions about this, I thought about it a little bit, but I thought, well, if we can teach our congregation, we can show our congregation where these pieces can relate to the truth of the gospel and the scriptures, then yeah, it's okay. But here lately, as I've been listening to podcasts and going to school, learning more about these heresies that have been spread in the past, that I found it is very important for us to teach correct doctrine in our worship music as we sing it to the congregation. And I got this because one of the greatest, biggest, widespread heresies that has come along these days was from Arianism. And even the remnants of it now are still going on in the church today. And so because of this, it has really impacted me in thinking about the importance of singing correct doctrine in our music. Now, the heresy that went on is called Arianism. It came from a man named Arius, and to let us understand kind of what I mean, I want to explain Arianism to you. What it is that Jesus Christ is not co-equal with the Father. He is subordinate in being, substance, and who he is. And because of this, the actual first ecumenical council, which is like all of the church leaders in all of the world come together and talk about correct doctrine and things that can be seen from the scripture, came together. And then we have the Nicene Creed that comes from this. And the Nicene Creed is the biblical doctrine of the Trinity. So that's where we came out with this. And because of Arius, this happened. Now, Arius, he spread this heresy, which is Jesus not being equal with the Father by music. It was by worship songs. And so the reason they had to get together, the ecumenical council, is because of the vastness of where it spread, that it went everywhere. And not only go everywhere, but the speed in which his heresy was propagated. Because it went everywhere, and it went everywhere fast. And the reason for that is because he was writing songs, catchy songs that people would sing. It was weird because Athanasius, one of the big proponents of this, who fought against the Arian heresy, said that it was because of this music that it was spreading so fast. And it was catching the minds of not just the higher people, but the common people, the lay people, the congregation. They were hearing these words, singing them, and then internalizing that doctrine that was spoken about. In it, he said things like, the one who is begotten is not equal with the Father because he is not eternal as the Father is eternal. And so they were just singing little songs like that, just in the market, he said they heard, or at banquets, whenever they were eating feasts and stuff, they would sing these songs. And while they sung those songs, they were internalizing that doctrine that was taught. And I believe the same thing is happening today. When we preach, teach, and sing these worship songs in our churches, what do you sing when you get home? And it's, to me personally, it's a big thing because I remember that I don't listen to music much, not a whole lot, and I would only listen to and hear the songs that we sang at church. And I would go back and play them on my YouTube or at work on my iPod. And it was all the songs that we sang at church. And if I'm doing this, I know others are doing the same. And so what I'd like to say is that if we want our congregation to think that God is reckless, that he doesn't know exactly what he's doing at all time, being the king, sovereign over all things, then sing those songs. If we want our congregation to believe that evolution is real, then we'll sing songs that talk about how all creatures are evolving because of the will of God. If we want our congregation to think that God cares more about humans than he does his own glory, then we should sing those songs that God doesn't want his glory or his sacred space or his place unless he has us. Because what we sing becomes what we believe, and what we believe is the actions that we live out. And so I just want to remember that for myself, and thinking about the history of the church, man, it helps us to relate to what's going on now. I know you've heard a lot of times it says that if you forget your past, then you're doomed to repeat it. That's why I want to make this video. Let's not forget the past, that through worship, heresy was spread quick, fast, and strongly. And so let's not do it again. Pastors, teachers, worship ministers, let's use correct doctrine when we sing songs in our church. And also, if you're writing songs, use correct doctrine in writing songs. And we might as well listen to the Psalms. Just sing Psalms. Hey, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I thank you for the time you spent watching this video, man. There's plenty of stuff for you to check out if you want to know more about different church fathers and different things going on in our culture that we can see that can change the church's idea about God, as well as how we can live in a culture that we're living in today with the glory of God in our mind, in our foreground, and our sight. Hey, thanks again. This is Paul from Pauline Theology. I'll see you in the next video.